Hello friends and welcome to Picturesology. In this series of planets through various houses, today we will talk about placement of Jupiter in the 10th house for a Pisces Ascendant horoscope. So when you have Pisces as the Ascendant, which means the rising sign here is the last sign of the zodiac, number 12, Jupiter becomes the Lord of the Ascendant as well. So we have Lord of Ascendant Jupiter placed in 10th house of Sagittarius sign, and therefore this placement is extremely important because Lord of Ascendant, as we know, defines the real person represented by the horoscope. Or if you have a question, from the horoscope, if you have to find who am I, who is that person, Lord of Ascendant in most situations can answer this. So this placement is not just going to affect the all important 10th house of your work life, but it will affect the overall life and personality of the individual as well. So in next few minutes we will learn about this all important placement of Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius for Pisces. So we have a horoscope in which the Pisces or the 12th sign is rising, it is in the first house, and the Lord of this sign and the teacher of the Devas, the planet Jupiter, is nicely placed in the 10th house in his own sign of Sagittarius. So therefore this placement is highly important for the first house as well as the 10th house related areas, and both of them, the house number 1 and the house number 10, are one of the pillars of the horoscope. The ascendant specially determines the viewpoint or reference point from which the horoscope should be viewed, and 10th house represents how or what your standing in this world will be. So number 1 and 10, these two all important houses will have great impact because of this placement. Jupiter has special aspects in Vedic astrology. So Jupiter aspects 5th house from its position, which in this case will be the 2nd house, the house of money and family. Jupiter will also have a 7th house impact on the 4th house, and the 9th house aspect will be on the 6th house. So all these houses 1, 10, 2, 4 and 6, they will have a direct influence of Jupiter. And since Jupiter becomes the Lord of Lagna or the first house, throughout the life of the person, his mental and physical personality will be dictated by this one Jupiter here. So let's try and learn about the Jupiter in 10th house. So let's first talk about the very first house and see what this Jupiter means for the personality and general life of the individual. As we all know, Jupiter is the planet of luck. It shows the Purva Punyas or the results of good deeds done in past lives for you. And this Jupiter in the 10th house in a strong position is referred as a Mahayoga or a great combination, and this alone will help a person sail through the tides of his life. That is most of the classical astrology text talks about, and it is true in many ways, in the sense that Jupiter having the lordship of first house gives a person a very generally a healthy body. Jupiter is the lord of the first house and it is very strongly placed in the 10th. So from the health perspective, the person would be healthy. His rib cage or personality will be little broad. They will not be skinny. It is Jupiter. Jupiter has a broad personality. They will have a charm in them, then a attractive charm. They may not be boyish and kiddish or very extremely young looking, but they will have a strange charm and attraction in their personality, because Jupiter is a planet with maximum gravitational force among the planets after the Sun. So overall, from the physical health wise, this is a good placement. However, one area of concern is the eating habits of the person. See, this Jupiter has a simultaneous aspect on the second house and on the sixth house. Jupiter, most of the time when looks, or a strong Jupiter in Mool Trikon sign when has an aspect on the second house, person, they sort of love to eat and host parties. They not only love to eat themselves, but they love to invite many people at home and serve them, entertain them, because Jupiter is placed in the 10th house of public life. So they tend to get opportunities to host many public events, and they serve really good food in that. They themselves love to eat. Second house aspect of Jupiter. But the simultaneous aspect on the sixth house, especially in the sign of Leo, can give you many Jupiter related problems, which could mean diabetes, which could mean, if other planets are not well placed, fattiness, increased deposit of fat in the body, and then this can lead into many other troubles. So remember, though for the basic physical life energies, this is a good placement, but eating habits and related problems should be taken care of. Now, this placement of Jupiter here is a wonderful placement for professional success. See, 10th house anyway shows your work life, and any house in which the Lord of the first house, or Lagnesh, or Lord of Ascendant is placed, invariably improves a lot, because Lord of Ascendant, or first house Lord, I'm calling it L1, is one of the most auspicious planet in the chart. And Jupiter here not only happens to be Lord of first house, it also happens to be the L10, or Lord of 10th house. So that Mahayoga I was talking about, that Mahayoga definitely manifests in terms of public life or work life. It is a combination of a highly successful public life. The person is well known, they uphold dharma, they follow ethics in their work life, generally speaking, unless there are other malefic influence on the Jupiter. But in any case, they are well known, and you can say professional success is pretty much guaranteed. It is also a great yoga for good family life. What I mean by good family life is, they are born in a good family. See, Jupiter has a simultaneous aspect on the second and fourth. So second and fourth, they both represent your family at the time of birth and family after marriage. So they do take care of their duties towards their family. Because Jupiter, among many things, at least would show that the duties or whatever you are responsible for are carried out towards those areas. But with this placement, the real love of their life is this: they are workhorse. Their main concentration in the life sort of remains in the public life sphere. They do get such responsibilities as well. If with this placement, if you have good placement of moon and sun, this placement could show in even a politician who has a lot of social responsibilities. So a person who not only loves to work in public life but gets pushed into it also. There could be many ethical responsibilities thrust upon the person to run big institution, or where he have to take care of large number of people, or his decisions can influence many people, and therefore their most of the time is spent taking care of their professional life. And it is, as I said, a Mahayoga which pretty much guarantees success in professional life. But because of this, obviously what can suffer is they may not be able to give enough attention to all the family matters. And when I say all the family matters, meaning they would try and do their best to fulfill their duties towards family, towards home, towards kids. But kids, especially kids, might think that the person is not giving them enough attention, and that is because children is represented by fifth house, which is falling in the sign of Cancer, and Jupiter's placement from here is little bit adverse. Jupiter is strong, but from fifth house Jupiter is placed in the sixth position. So and sixth position obviously is also shows your service. So many times what has been observed that professionally the person is really successful, but they find it very difficult to devote enough time towards their family. So that is one area of life which they should concentrate more upon. Having a work-life balance is probably the biggest challenge for this placement. And another thing about this placement is that they like to stay in control of things all the time. See, Jupiter is the planet of wisdom and clarity, and when it is very strongly placed in the 10th house, which is also a very visible house, and in a practical sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fiery sign which is known for its practical approach, not the emotional approach. So they usually want to stay in control of their life. They usually have a very good clarity about what they want to do, and they hardly ever compromise. Compromise is usually not the word for them. They tend to, or they go to any extent usually to achieve their goal. Obviously Jupiter is a benefic planet, and unless there are negative influences, they wouldn't resort to unethical means for that, but generally they are pretty focused. And if you have a boss who has this placement, he will make you work hard, no doubt about that. They will make sure that you go over and beyond what is expected of you. However, and on the face of it, generally they would probably show a very stoic face. They wouldn't show much emotions when they're dealing with mostly any situation in life, especially when dealing with the subordinates or people who work with them or report to them. But it's Jupiter, it's a benefic planet. They will generally take care of you. They will take care of your needs in life as and when needed. But they will not show much emotion, and they would expect you to work as hard as they do. Now similarly, there are many other areas which we can talk about, but that would make the video very lengthy, so I'll stop here. So I hope you liked this analysis of Jupiter in the 10th house in the sign of Sagittarius for Pisces Ascendant. Please do like and subscribe to my channel to keep on receiving more interesting videos. Thank you for watching, and until we meet again, stay safe and healthy. Bye bye.